is Wednesday, the 26th of March. Hello, kia ora. I'm Philip Duncan. Thanks for joining us for our Easter weekend update. Just a programming note, we have no video tomorrow, Wednesday, and on Thursday, we just might be a little bit later into the afternoon. We've just got a few other things going on, what we call admin work. All right, let's get into the weather. Look at this storm, giant storm down here in the Southern Ocean, 940 hectopascals. You know, this would be right up there with some of the major hurricanes and cyclones and typhoons that we see. But because it's way down here in the Southern Ocean, it has a different structure to it. And so a lot of the windy weather is spread right out further away from just the center. And that's why we've got windy weather around the country. Dunedin yesterday, as we forecast, very blustery there. I think blustery is a kind word. And windy weather still carries on today. Not as bad though as it was yesterday, because there was a smaller area of low pressure nearer to New Zealand. That's now kind of been absorbed back down into the storm system. And our friends over in Tasmania also getting the windy westerlies, just like the South Island. So let's have a look at Wednesday's setup. A new low starts to form. This is what we were saying yesterday. It's kind of a messy, complicated forecast with the storm down here producing a lot of low pressure. Nearest high pressure is up here and centered way over south of Australia. So we're very much caught up in the southwesterlies. Plenty of showers around and more of a southerly change. Look here around Otago Peninsula and the Catlins. Hello. A south to southeasterly wind coming in for you there. Whereas the North Island, windy westerlies, so eastern areas will again be mild and mostly dry. Certainly the overnight temperatures at the moment, they are above normal. Let's have a look at Thursday. So look at this. We've got two areas of low pressure that you can see. There's two or three more further down to the south. They're all merged into one large low. Thursday, cold shot of southerly airflow coming into the South Island. Snow on the mountains and ranges again. Maybe down to a few hundred meters. And in the North Island, milder with westerly winds carrying on, just a few showers. If you're heading away for the long weekend, not looking too bad. Someone asked yesterday about flights. We don't usually comment too much on that. It's down to the pilot and the airline right at the time of flying. They don't usually make a decision a day or two out. It's made at the moment on the day. So we can't forecast that. I can tell you though, with this sort of weather, most likely flights to be affected will be small turboprop planes, ones with the propellers. They'll be the ones more likely to be affected than the jets flying out of the main centres. Although Queenstown could be a bit borderline. We'll have to keep an eye on that one. Into Good Friday. So now the weather shifts more to a southeasterly flow around the South Island. That brings in some showers. I'm sure they'll be welcome to the eastern side here. Misses out on the top of the South Island, unfortunately, and also the bottom part of the North Island, both of those regions, central New Zealand, very dry. The colder change moves into the North Island on Good Friday, so you'll definitely notice the temperature drop, especially if you're in a tent. It will be cooler for you as we go through Good Friday. Now let's get into the weekend. We showed you this yesterday, the modelling still picking a small but significant area of low pressure, certainly significant if you're camping. Heavier rain along the eastern side. Yesterday it showed it only around East Cape. Today it's pushing much more into southern Hawke's Bay, central Hawke's Bay and down in towards Waitat Upper. Mostly dry elsewhere though, just a few showers and very windy across this portion of the country with southeasterlies and easterlies blowing through. That's the American modelling. Comparing it with the European one, not a great deal of change, but the European model just has the low a little bit weaker and a little bit further up the country, further to the north. That dries out these areas a lot more. Still a few showers, but nothing like what it was going to be. So to make sense of all of this, use our websites. This is for the big picture. Our data on our website updates every 1 hour, crunches those two models and many other ones to try and work out the most likely forecast for you. And yes, South Island is looking pretty good. With the high pressure starting to grow for you. So by Sunday, high pressure is trying to move into the South Island. Low pressure is up here or somewhere up here. It may be further out to sea than what we're showing you, but this is what the modelling at the moment is predicting. It looks pretty weak, 999, so it's still enough low pressure to spark a few showers that might just form out of nowhere. These systems can do that. And plenty of showers down the east here. Maybe a couple might sneak into Marlborough and maybe a couple more into Wellington, but mostly dry still in this area because it's coming in from the easterly side. And then our last map here is for Easter Monday, and the low is now moving out over the Chatham Islands, and it produces a few more showers, maybe into the areas that need it, into the lower North Island. Just depends on the angle. Could be a southeasterly, stays dry in Horowhenua, for example, bit more south westerly, and you might get a chance. It's a little bit borderline, but the low is falling apart, mostly dry on Monday and many other places, maybe a couple of showers around Auckland. And then over here, not a lot of high pressure, a little bit vulnerable. The next big high out over the Indian Ocean. So if you're wondering, when's our weather going to settle back down again? You might be waiting till the end of the year. No, just kidding a wee bit. But I mean, we are at that point of the time of the year where we're going into the more showery, windy, unsettled weather. We are in autumn, and winter's only a few months away, couple of months away, depending on how you measure it. And so either way, our weather pattern's going to be a little more unsettled, but that's your Easter weekend. So we're not here tomorrow, Wednesday, and on Thursday we are back, but we'll be later on in the day on Thursday afternoon. We'll see you then.